What is going on, guys? We are back playing some more Enigmatica 6, and today we're going to be killing some Wither. Now, I have killed many Wither throughout this series, and every time it has been me manually placing down the blocks to make them, manually killing them, and even with really good armor that we're rocking right here, and with a really good sword that I've recently got, it's still a pain to have to go do every single time I want to do it. And so today, we're not going to be manually killing them. We're going to be setting up all the necessary things to automate the killing of Wither. And it's actually really easy to do with some of the blocks that Industrial Foregoing offers. But the project we're working on today is actually going to be a 2-episode project, with today's being the automation of the placing of the blocks and the killing of the Wither. And then next episode, we'll be going over how we are going to produce infinite amounts of skulls that are required and potentially soul sand. It is possible. We'll see if I want to do it because there's a couple different ways to do it, but we'll be working on that next episode. So if we take a look at my backpack, we can see I got all the B stuff necessary to get infinite Wither skulls, which is great. But obviously we need to be able to kill the Wither too. So that's what we're doing today. And now I should probably address this room because I think this room looks absolutely fantastic. I am thrilled with how this turned out. But the entire point of this room is to kill the Wither in here. And I think it's thematically correct, right? It looks a little bit ominous down here, to say the least. So we've got the area right over here, which is where we are going to set up the automated Wither killing. And so all the modded stuff will be in there. The rest of this is just to look cool. So we've got some of the different soul braziers, and we got the lanterns, we got a bunch of blackstone, we got some Wither skulls around the room too. So all in all, very cool. Pretty small room, but really all we need are a couple machines in here, and then the job is done. So let me know what you guys think of this room. Again, I'm thrilled with how it turned out. Got the chains hanging from the ceiling and everything. And really the icing on the cake, and this is potentially a little bit messed up, but if we take a look upstairs, we are right below Greg the Wither. So unfortunately, his comrades are going to have to meet their maker directly below where he is, which is a little bit morbid potentially, but either way, that's where it's going to be happening. I needed to pick an area for it, and I decided this is where we're doing it, even though Greg has faithfully served us for pretty much like 15 episodes now, potentially even more with processing our ores. It's where it's going to happen. So we're going to try and make it as painless as possible. We don't want Greg to have to listen to his comrades dying, but that is where it's going to take place. And so now we should probably start setting this up because it's pretty simple to do, but we do need to set up a lot of automation so that we can do this pretty much without having to do anything. I think initially today, I'm going to make it so that we have to hit a button to spawn in the Wither and have it killed. But then eventually I'll set up a complex timer because there are some nuances that come along with this. So we need to hop in here and get out a couple things. So the first one is going to be the block that is going to protect us from the Wither. Now, there are a lot of different blocks in this pack that can do that. I'm using the hardened glass from Thermal series, but if we take a look, if you go into JEI, if you're ever curious, and you search up Wither, it should bring up a lot of the Wither-proof blocks. So in this case, hardened glass is immune to the Wither. You also have signalum glass, which is also immune to the Wither, and limium glass, which is also immune to the Wither, and enderium glass. So right there, so all these different Thermal series glasses are immune to the Wither. So they got different colors if you want them. The cheapest one is the hardened glass. I think there's also a couple other, the Panzer glass block from Engineer's Decor. That's also immune to the Wither. So a bunch of them will come up. It's really up to you. I am going with the hardened glass because it's black on the outline. So I think that'll look best in this room. And it was the cheapest to make because it's just going to take the base amount, and then these take hardened glass and then the ingot on top of that. But either way, this is going to be our Wither-proof block that we're going to be placing down right in here to pretty much encompass this whole area. The thing we got to put down first, though, that's going to go below this is going to be the Wither Builder. So, oh, nope, I thought I had actually typed it in there. So we got the Wither Builder, and we got some Wither skulls here. We got the Wither Builder. This sword is really good at getting the heads of them, so it didn't take long to get that. But we have the Wither Builder, and this is actually going to go right down here. So if we put this down, and then we take a look, this Wither Builder, you're going to put the soul sand right down here. You're going to put the Wither skulls up here, and whenever it finishes its progress, it's going to place all of those down and spawn in a Wither. As long as you give it power, it is good to go. Now, the awesome thing about this is the mod author actually thought through what the biggest flaw of this machine would be. And I'll let you guys take a guess at what it is before I say it. So we'll take a quick second right here to see if you guys can guess what the flaw would be with a system like this. but that this block is not explosion proof. But thankfully, if we look at the working area, it's 1 block up from where the wither builder is, meaning that there is 1 block of room for us to cover with a wither proof block to protect the wither builder from explosions. So they thought through any potential issue with it, which is great. So this is exactly where we're going to put it. And we're going to leave a 3 by 3 area to spawn the wither in above this. So now that we have this, we can at least start covering it up, because we'll worry about the rest of the stuff later once we start doing the full automation of this. And I will say, let's see, wow, this is going to take forever to collect, even with my really overpowered pick. Does it give us this back and it just takes forever? It should. Okay, it doesn't. Never mind. Okay, this is a little bit buggy with the texture, as we can see right now. Once I either close out of the world and come back in, or go out of render distance of this, it completely fixes and it will just render in perfectly. From then on out, these will all connect, but it's a little bit buggy to start for some reason, so we'll just have to bear with it. It's kind of bothersome if you ask me, but whatever. We'll bear with it for now. But so we're going to encase this entire room, but this is the area the wither is going to spawn in, right on top of here, and then we need to kill it. So the next thing that we're going to be getting is going to be the mob crusher. So the mob crusher is one of the 2 mob killing blocks that we've used before. We've used them upstairs, and we can go take a quick look because they're right back here. So we've got the mob slaughter factory. This one is what produces liquid meat and pink slime. This one over here is the mob crusher, and this one is what you use when you want to get either essence or the loot from the mob that you are killing. And that's obviously what we are after today. We're trying to get the nether stars from the wither. Otherwise, this whole thing is pointless. I do not care about essence, but I also don't think looting has any impact, because the nether star is just a guaranteed drop. So here you do have the option of getting rid of essence production, but random chance at looting when you kill. That really doesn't matter for us, but that is the one we're going to be using today, and we're going to be using it right down here. And so I think we're just going to place it right here facing in. And really the important part to look at is the working area, because again, the mob crusher is going to have the similar, working area to what all of the industrial foregoing machines start with, which is right here, as we can see, is just a 1 by 1 by 3 area. So we got to put some add-ons in this, because we need it to encompass the area the wither is spawning in. So if we take a look at our add-ons here, I have a couple efficiency and a couple speed that we'll be using today, but the important one is the range add-on, and I think 3 should be sufficient. So let's make sure it should encompass this whole area. If we can't see it, that means that we're inside of it. So it should be good. And so we'll get rid of the working area. So now it should kill the wither. Now I will put in an efficiency and a speed add-on in here, mainly because I want the wither to die almost right when it spawns. And so this thing needs to tick over to finished progress whenever the wither spawns that we are trying to kill. And if it's going really slow, it's going to take significantly longer, and the wither will just kind of be sitting in there waiting to die, which, really isn't that humane if you ask me. So we're just going to kill it quickly, get it done with, and we will get our star. So now we're going to have to get power to this guy. We're going to have to get power to this guy, and then we're going to have to get all the items to this guy. And then eventually we will have to pull the items from this guy. So I'm thinking that we're going to use some quantum entangloporters, and then we are also going to use some refined storage exporters, some refined storage importers, and then we'll have all the bees and stuff that give us our infinite skulls and soul sand. We'll have those putting stuff into our refined storage system too, and that'll just get sucked out into here whenever it's good to go. So I'm thinking right now we should probably set up our quantum entangloporter, and it's looking like we don't have one sitting there ready to go, so we're gonna have to make one. While that is being made, we should probably get our network receiver and our network transmitter and our network card, and maybe some lime dye to at least dye the one that's going to be over in our main area. Now, this is something I am so bad at, and I've complained about this before, but it seems like every time you go away from your main area, you need a new network receiver and new network transmitter. And I know when you're bringing items back, if you're only bringing items back, then I've been told to just use like an ender chest and then have that colored correctly so that everything attaches to that and gets pulled into your refined storage system. That's a great idea. In this case though, we need to pull stuff from the refined storage system into this system. And so in order to do that, we still are going to need to have the network receiver and transmitter. So a little bit unfortunate. I feel like it's just, you end up with so many of these, but maybe I'm doing it wrong. Maybe I'm not. Either way though, I'm trying to think of how we want to do this. We probably want them down here somewhere, just like a little area down here to work in, because we're going to be setting up some redstone, and we're going to be setting up some of our items coming in and going out, and our power. So let's just clear out an area right down here with my excessively fast pick. You guys always tell me to make the mecha tool, because I can kind of adjust that so it's not super overpowered, and I probably should do that, but I got a soft spot in my heart for this pick. I've had it for the longest time, so I've just kind of been sticking with it. But either way, we need to put down our, I'm trying to remember, is it the network transmitter or the receiver? I think it's the receiver that goes down over here. And then, yeah, okay, so it is. So we'll want to put this probably like right, I don't want to have to move it after, because once you get the card down, you click the card on this, bring it over, and it's the coordinates. So if I have to move this, then we're going to have to redo the card on it. So let's think about this. We need to have power and items going to this. And so unfortunately, one of those is probably going to have to be visible on here. And I'm thinking the best one to have for that is probably the power, maybe. So let's grab out our exporter and importer. So we got one exporter, and then we're going to need one importer. So those will handle that. And then we're going to need our quantum entangloporter, which should be done right now. And we'll need our universal cables. So we got our universal. We'll just use the ultimate. So I'm thinking that we just run the power from here, under, and right under here, probably. Like bring it like right down here. And obviously we could use XNet for this, but that seems a little bit complicated just for these two machines. And then we're going to have to put on the bottom of this one the refined storage for the exporter, because it's exporting from the system. And I think we need to actually be down there to click it on to the bottom of this. So exporter down there, and then we'll need our cables from XNet, or not from XNet, from refined storage. I'm getting all these things mixed up as I'm going through here. So we'll do that, and we can run it back here, and then we will have our receiver, I guess, right here. And the rest of it will come up maybe like right from down here. And we'll just kind of run it up like this, I guess, maybe. I'm not super thrilled. Again, I wish there were facades that we could use, and I don't think there are. But maybe I can come up with a clever way to kind of cover this up, or we move this back one and have the power in front. I don't know. For now, it'll work, but we need to get our network card out, and we're going to bind our network card on here, right? Is that the one that you do? You bind it on here? Yes, okay, it's linked on there. You know, I thought it gave a chat message that it was linked on there. But either way, it's linked on there now, so I'm just going to come and throw one down out here. Again, I need to hide these or come up with a better way to do this, but we're just going to toss another one down right here, and we're going to... Oh, it's right here. I was like so lost. I was looking for the green. So we're going to put it down right here, do that, dye it green, and now our system should be good to go down there to import and export stuff, and then we'll just have to kind of set it up properly. So now we should be able to put the importer on this side right here. Now, I think there are full block versions of these that people told me to use, like the relay. I think that was the one they told me to use. So I think the refined storage, it can be... I assume that this kind of just functions like a regular block would. So like this would on one side of it, and then it transfers it to another, so it's a full block. I'm not going to use that right now. I'll worry about that in the future. But now we should be able to pull the stuff that we need in here. We just need to get these some power. So we got our quantum entangloporter. We can just toss that down right here, set it to power, set these to eject on all sides, auto eject on. Now they have power. I need to make sure I don't put the items in here. Now that I think about it, we want to run with a redstone signal. That's what we want. We want it to run with a redstone signal, at least for now. Where's a redstone? Run on pulse. That's what we want. We want it to run on pulse because we want this thing to get if we push a button, we want this thing to start running once. And there's a reason for that. So we want it to run once when we push a button. So we'll leave it like that for now. And I will deal with the redstone stuff, which will probably go on the other side of this in a minute here. But we need to get this set properly. So we need to have I think we can pull stuff in from over here. So if we do our wither skulls, we can drag these in and it fills it up. Okay, good. Now there's the possibility that I spawn the wither in here somehow. So I'm just going to cover this with glass, right? I'm going to do that right now. And we're going to fill this whole area in. Now, the reason we have to fill this in is you do need to fill the corners in. If you don't fill the corners in, it will blow things up through there. So even if all the sides are filled in, you do need to fill the corners in. And we're going to have to get rid of these soul lanterns, unfortunately. They look really cool in here, but this is where the withers are going to spawn. And then I will say that we're going to go all the way up to the ceiling, and this is going to be the top. I'm hoping I have enough of this glass, but there is the chance that I do not. But either way, we're doing this because even though the wither only needs the 3 high area to spawn in, I've had issues where the wither will start suffocating in the witherproof blocks in the ceiling as it's rising up as the wither's kind of like charging up. And then Greg's gonna have to listen to his comrades like suffocating and dying, and it's horrible. And they're in this murder room down here, and it's all bad news bears. So we're not going to do that. We're going to try to prevent them from suffocating and dying in a very noisy way. We're not that horrible. I swear to God, I know we've had like all these conversations during these episodes where I'm like, oh, it looks like a murder room and you'd hang bodies from the ceilings and stuff in like a horror movie. I swear to God, that's like just commentary on stuff. I'm not like super messed up like that in real life. So don't read into that in any way, shape, or form. It just happens to come up a lot in our series here. So, you know. Oh my gosh, the textures, man, the textures, it's like freaking me out right now. I'm losing it looking at these textures on this thing. But either way, this is running. It's going to generate essence. I don't want essence in there. So we're going to consume essence for looting. That's not going to do anything, but it just prevents essence from getting put in here. And now we have this pulling items out. And I think it should be fine that these sides are just enabled. So I think now the only thing we have to do is get the redstone signal down there. And we're going to do that by using the redstone transmitter and redstone receiver. So we can kind of do it like wirelessly. So I think we need 2 machine bases. Do I not have the stuff for... There we go. Okay, it was just the nuggets. So, and then we need blocks of redstone. Got plenty of redstone for that. And so we got the transmitter, and the receiver needs the 2 comparators. So... using up my valuable nether quartz, which next episode, on top of getting the wither skulls infinitely, we'll also be getting the nether quartz. So, and netherite, I think. Probably also netherite. So, we can look forward to that. So, we got the transmitter, we got the receiver, and I think we just need a button here. And like I said, eventually I'll set up like a timer. I don't want to use a spruce button for this. I really don't. Do we have any stone left in here? Do we have any stone just for a stone button? Maybe you can make like a black stone button, but I doubt it. Maybe from regular, I don't know. But we'll put this down. And where do we want to put this down? You know, for now, I'm thinking maybe we put this down on this back wall right here, which sounds kind of dumb, but I'm thinking that's what we're going to do. So we need to put down the redstone transmitter, and we need to then put down the blackstone again, and... we put down our, you know what, I probably need to like set something on this, right? Name this redstone channel, wither. So it's on channel 2, and then I'm so bad at using these. What if we like, okay, this is set to channel 2 also. Haha, I remembered, nice. Okay, so then I just want to check if I'm setting this in the correct direction. So if we put the redstone down there, is it not in the correct direction? Did I have the one back there in the wrong direction, or is this in the wrong direction? I always mess up the direction. Okay, that's got to be where it's outputting, which means this one, shouldn't it receive the redstone signal? It's got to be that this is backwards. That makes sense, because the arrow is backwards on that. How do I put this down? Can I flip this with a wrench? Can I wrench this in the other direction? Okay, it's done. It'll never be spoken of again. Now just to fill in this right here. If you didn't notice, there is a little bit of... oh, no. Okay. Just stay. Don't hurt. There's a little bit of texture to these walls because these are some stairs right here, but it works. That thing fought me tooth and nail, okay? Tooth and nail to not orient the right way. I'm sure there's a wrench. I'm sure there's an RF Tools wrench. I probably have the RF Tools wrench, or I probably have it in here. Where is it? Isn't that like the big fat blue one? That's a weird way to describe a wrench, but either way. Okay, so now this needs to go onto that block. Now, I'm starting to think that I should probably just use XNet for this, but, and I probably will do that on my own. But we need to provide this with the signal. So I'm just going to come around back here, and if we put this down right here, and then just kind of fly up, it should go like that, and that should trigger it. So now we're going to leave this whole area open down there. This whole area is enclosed, right? Correct? Yes, probably. I think we hit the button and it spawns a wither. Eh? No? Something went wrong? I guess something went wrong. Oh, wait, what? I didn't set the soul sand. I didn't set the soul sand in here. I thought something went wrong. It's just that I didn't set the soul sand in here. Okay, now the soul sand ends up in there. Okay, okay. Take two, and it'll work now, I'm sure. Come on. Okay, okay. It still spawned it in facing that other way. Stupid game. Okay. Okay, so it's finishing. It's charging. He's charging. Please don't blow anything up. Tell me I did it right. Well, it still hurts me. Haha. And then he is eaten. And we got another one. Okay, nice. So we're at 13. Let's go again. Okay, take a quick second. There we go. Nice. It forms. Great. Solid. It's taking forever to charge up. And any minute now. Should basically get instantly killed. Nice. Is anything blowing up here? It's hard to tell with these textures, but I'm thinking not. I'm just making sure I didn't miss a single block. And if we come in here, we have our 14th nether star. Nice. No essence possibly backing this thing up. Great. That means that it's all good to go. Honestly, that's really it. So this is the room right here. You'll see in the thumbnail this texture without it looking like crap. For a lack of a better way of saying it, it looks disgusting. So I love thermal series, but man, I don't know why it's doing this right now. Again, the minute I like reload this, it'll be fine. I've tested this out before because if you guys didn't already know, I like to plan out my builds at least somewhat when I'm not doing an exploratory episode in a creative world to kind of test things out and make sure I'm not an idiot, which sometimes I still am. But it fixed itself there, so we're gonna hope it fixes itself here, and we're just kind of gonna fill this in down here because I don't want any baddies spawning down here when we're upstairs. So we got anything else? We can use some cobblestone to fill this in. It'll look nice and gross from this angle. That looks horrific. So probably use like a relay here or something if I can, or again try and figure out a way that I can kind of cover this up that doesn't look super dumb. Maybe like some, I don't know. We'll see. I'll figure it out. But this is the setup for now, guys. The automatic wither killer. I'll make a timer once we have enough stuff to warrant this thing running basically 24/7 to get us all the nether stars we could possibly need. But for now, it's just kind of it's a manual automatic wither killer. It's a manually triggered automatic wither killer. So, you know, it can still hurt us with the explosion out here, but that's pretty much it. And then our friend Greg is still fine up here. We just got to make sure we didn't accidentally get the mob crusher in range of killing him because we need him. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Let me know what you think of this room. This was a really out of my comfort zone to build. I usually do stuff out of like wood and things like upstairs, but it seemed a little bit too cheery with how it looked upstairs for a room that we're killing wither in. So let me know what you guys think of this. For lack of a better way of saying it, it's like a murder dungeon. Trying very hard to keep it like PG like I always do. Like obviously I don't swear on here, but I don't know if I should be saying murder dungeon to like kids who are like 10, right? I mean, it seems like a bit of a gray area there, but yeah. This is the room for killing the wither, and so they get killed here, and that's it. There's no two ways around it. But hopefully you guys enjoyed today's episode. Let me know what you think of the room, of the decorations, of all that stuff, and if you got any suggestions. In next episode, we will be setting up the bees, getting all the way to the highest tier apiary, automating all the gathering and crafting of, we'll get the quartz, we'll get the wither skulls, which we'll have to craft because they come in fragments, we'll get the netherite, we'll get all of that stuff infinitely next episode, and then we'll be good to go. So hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you did, be sure to subscribe so you never miss out on a future one, as they come out every Monday and Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I will talk to you guys later. No, how do you rotate it? What if we nope. What if nope? Oh my gosh. Okay. You know what? I am so done. I'm so bad at orienting these things properly. No. Oh my gosh. Okay, looks like we're going on this block then. What? Why won't it go the right way?